I am Vinnie Tortorich, and folks, here we are again on the Monday show. Your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry, I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent when we start this process, but please hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean. Boy, me just saying that statement made me think of something I want to talk to Anna about. Folks, she comes in here every Monday on the Monday show. I'm talking about the best voice in podcast radio, working now or any time in the history of podcasting. She's also the author of 2 books, Eat Happy and Eat Happy 2, and Eat Happy Kitchen. That's where you can find the stuff you want to cook with in Eat Happy and Eat Happy 2. I'm talking about Anna Vocino. How you doing, Pumpkin?
I'm doing great. I'm writing down the names of all the diets that I've found because of the work we do. All these diet programs come up in my Instagram feed.
Yeah.
And so I've been writing down all the names of them. And then Katie Applegate sent me some more. And so I'm writing them down. And later on in the show, I'm going to ask you which ones are real and which ones are fake.
There's something I want you to read on the show today. And,
okay.
I'm going to talk about it for a minute, and then I want you to read what it says, type of thing. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find it first, and I'll tell you where to go to whenever it's time. Yeah, here it is. Oh yeah, she left it up. Good. I never know what people do with the Instagram and everything. Anyway, as a matter of fact, let's just start. I just want to go right into this.
All right.
We have a lot to talk about today.
I don't know if we're going to get to all of it.
Well, usually we don't, but I know you have a lot of stuff for me over there, so we're going to get to that. I saw what I thought was the best. It doesn't even come close to being second or third.
Okay.
I saw the best before after picture in the history of NSNG on the internet.
Well, I want to see it.
Scott King, nah. What was the other guy?
Scott King, amateur hour.
Yeah, please, Scott. Come on. 350, 400 pounds, what are you, wimp? Anna, I want you two to see this before and after. And I want you to go to it right now because I want you to read what the woman writes about it.
It's on your Instagram?
No, you'll see it on yours too, because this is a friend of NSNG. It's our friend, Miss Jill. Go look. I don't know if she gives her whole name, but we'll call her Jill on a Journey. Matter of fact, I just recorded with her a week or two ago. I'm not sure if we put it out on a Saturday or not, but I think
I know which post you're talking about. Should I go to hers?
Yeah, go to her Instagram. It's not on mine.
I know which post you're talking about.
Yeah. So you have it up?
Yeah.
Okay. The before is Jill after she did NSNG. So she's like, I'm looking at it, she's rocking a bikini. She's taking the selfie in the mirror. You know, that look?
Yeah.
So,
flexing. She got some great shoulders and
yeah. She, the waist is nice and lean. The legs look great. She lost a ton of weight.
Yeah.
The after picture is Jill is morbidly obese again. Would you call that morbidly obese?
I guess so.
Yeah, you would have to. That much fat. Okay. I think it's very brave what she did.
Yep.
Who in the fuck would do that? Number one. Number two, I know a piece of the story because we had a nice Saturday show. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's up or not. And I don't know.
Is it coming up?
It should be coming up. Do you know how to go and look on my feed to see if it's a Saturday show? It would have been last weekend or the weekend before.
I can check.
I did a bunch of them right before I left on my trip. And I wanted to talk to her because she had gained weight back and she's been struggling with this.
Yeah.
And, I always tell people, weight loss, I said lost, but I meant loss, is never permanent. Everybody is looking like lose the weight and keep it off. Go on.
It used to say podcast on your main page. It doesn't say that anymore. So I should just scroll through what's on the main page.
Yeah, that's the only thing we put up.
Oh.
I need to go check out my site and see what they're doing over there.
He probably should.
I mean, you see the shows there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Susie DeMeester was the last Saturday show.
Yeah, she ran 30 miles in July.
She did. No,
Crushed
I'm
it.
sorry. Excuse me. She did 100 miles in July.
What did I say?
You just did 30 miles.
No, in 30 days. Yeah, she did 100 miles.
She did
in
100
30
miles in 30 days.
Yeah.
Got to give her
Okay.
credit.
I never look at anything as a month. I always look at it as 30 days.
Jackie Jones did the one before
30
that. So I
days
have the
in a
feeling
row.
maybe it's up this Saturday, the 31st. Maybe they're putting it up there.
Oh, so good. Maybe folks, you go back just a couple of days and you will find it. So Jill was talking to me about, hey, COVID, and they moved, and now they're living in a different state and getting the kids settled, and she started a new job, and on and on and on. You can look at it all as bullshit, but you know what I look at it as? It's fucking real.
Yep.
And it's life.
Yep.
It's just, it's what happens, Anna. It's what
I love
happens.
Jill. She's awesome.
It's how it happens. I don't know why, but I'm sorry, Bill. You're gonna have to deal with me on this one.
Oh.
Humble pie. We'll play the whole thing at the end of the show. Whenever I start talking about 30 days, of course you have to play humble pie. I
That's the
don't
rule.
I don't want to do it. Anna, I really don't want to do it.
I know you don't want to,
But you
that's
don't
the
say
rule.
30 days and not play humble pie.
That's right.
So anyway, do you have Jill's Instagram there?
Yeah. You want me to read her caption?
Yeah, because I thought it
oh my
was
God,
right
what did I
on
hit?
point. And I really, I like what she's doing, man. She's putting it out there. And she's finally saying, look, I'm taking me back.
How do I search? I've just searched her profile.
Her name is Jill on a Journey. Folks, if you guys want to go follow this woman, you can go to Instagram. I'm not talking out of term. This is something she made public.
I found it.
Yeah.
I found it again.
Okay, you ready, Anna?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Current status. Here's what happens when I eat my feelings. Never letting someone tell me I was, quote, too skinny again. Never letting people make me feel guilty for eating different than the group. Never forgetting again that I have blood glucose issues more than a normal person. Never again giving up my Saturday morning rides because it's inconvenient for others. Never letting my career insecurities and anxiety drive me to bullshit food. Never hiding. Never secretly buying and throwing away wrappers again. My body hurts. Things ache again. Thoughts race and turn extremely negative. I want to know, what habits, what secrets, what failures are you ready to face? How much do you value yourself enough to turn it around this very minute?
I love it because, I've been talking on the show. I've been traveling again a bit. And for whatever reason, I find myself in the Atlanta airport, whether I want to be there or not. If I'm not there, that means I have to drive up to DC and do that international airport. But the bottom line is, I thought people were fat 2 years ago. The pandemic has, just multiplied it.
Yeah.
People are, it used to, it's not unusual. 300 pounds is nothing.
I told you the statistic was at least as of 6 weeks ago for the people who did admit to gaining weight during the pandemic, the average weight gain is 29 pounds.
Which is double what I predicted on week 1. When we were in the 15 days.
You said it was going to be the COVID 15.
I said, yes, 15. If we go 15 days, we're going to have the COVID 15. People will gain a pound a day. I was only off by, twice that.
Right.
Now, the pandemic went longer than 30 days, but, people, did I say 30 days? I can't do it, Anna. I can't do it 2 times in a row. I said 30 days again.
I think you're doing this on purpose.
No, I'm not. I mean, I don't do this on purpose, and I don't want to do this. I don't have a choice. Sorry, Bill. And I like when the girl goes, Lord have mercy. I love that.
I love a well-placed Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it's like right where it belongs. She's like,
Yeah.
oh man, you white guys just nailed that.
Yeah.
right? I don't even think the guys don't do it. They have the backup singers doing the whole thing, right? It's just
Yeah,
them
I thought that
warming
was
up.
backup singers.
Yeah, that's if you ever want to watch a great documentary, 20 Feet from Stardom.
I think it's 6 feet from stardom. You're not good with numbers today.
Did I say no? Yeah, no, Anna, is it 6 feet from
It
stardom?
is 6 feet from
What
stardom.
was 20 feet? 20? No, you think it's 6
7.
feet in the hole. Did I say in the hole? What's wrong with me?
Why don't you let me do the talking?
Anna, hang
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
I'm not even drunk. I'm normal. I'm sober. I haven't had a drink. It's not 6 feet from stardom. It is.
Mm-hmm.
We got to clear this up, Anna.
All right, I'll look it up.
All right, thank you. So yeah, it's scary what's going on. I love that Jill is doing this. Jill on a journey. I think it's one of the bravest.
Shit, it's 20 feet from stardom.
Listen, number one, let's review.
Oh
here,
no,
Anna.
it's 6 feet from stardom.
Okay,
that is another one.
Let's not review. Was 20 feet from stardom.
20 feet from stardom is the backup singer one, but 6 feet from stardom is another movie.
Okay.
So my bad.
And let's review here.
Yeah.
Who's the documentarian in the room?
You.
Okay. Who is the self-proclaimed know everything about music guy in the room?
You.
Okay. When I say 20 feet from stardom.
Name any Beastie Boy. Any of them.
The fact that I can't name one Beastie proves that I'm a music aficionado. Okay, you and Bill Meadows. Jesus, what's wrong with you?
We're the Gen Xers, man. We don't get any love.
I got people I pay yelling at me about the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, we'll continue to.
Jesus Christ.
20 feet from stardom. I stand corrected.
20 feet from stardom. Yeah. Yeah, those girls. I love it. Any days in her. Allow him mercy. I love that because her voice goes down like 20 octaves. Right.
Well, I'm trying to get back to Jill.
Okay, go ahead.
By the way, here, because of the work that we do, I want to say a word to you. Have you heard of Noom? Noom.
I have.
Noom.
I'm on Noom. I see a commercial.
I'm doing Noom.
I lost 20 pounds doing
I actually
Noom.
don't know what Noom actually is, but it shows up in my feed all the time. And it's been, to me, that's one of the more popular ones. But
I did kind of look into it, but go on.
Just calorie counting? What is it?
Yeah, well, they're doing it. From what I can tell, it's like, number one, you get a plan and an app and some crap to eat or something like that. And then they're sprinkling a little bit of everything. Like, hey, it's kind of this
plan, like a meal plan, like you have to adhere to their
I don't know.
menu
They're all over the
plan or
place,
something?
but it's kind of like those diets, it's almost like the diets back in the day where I go, okay, day one, you're going to eat nothing but eggs. Day two, only grapefruit and run around your house.
I have one of those diets that somebody posted in the group that their doctor gave them, and it literally says copyright 2005, even though they probably wrote it in 1995 and then updated a few. We're going to talk about that because it's literally that. But if I said to you, trifecta.
Okay, well, we know trifecta is used in racing, predominantly dog racing and horse racing. But I don't know what it means when it comes to diet.
It's a keto meal plan company.
Okay, so why do you need a keto meal plan? Does it have sugars?
Trifecta.
Yes, it's out. Does it have grains? Yes, it's out. Is it zero or very low carb? Yes, it's in. Why do you need a plan? Why,
I think it's a meal delivery service. They send you like frozen pre-made food. It's not going to be good. Sorry, hate to break it to you.
You have it. You have the ingredients.
I don't have the ingredients. I just want to read you these names. Here's one. Tell me if this is another one. Found. Is that a real one or is that a fake name?
F-O-U-N-D?
Found. You can't Google it. You have
Okay,
to guess.
my hands are right here.
Found.
I can't Google that fast.
Hey, so I'm doing this new diet called Found.
I'm going to go. All right, so I said trifecta was a real diet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said Noom is a real diet.
Yeah, we know Noom. Found.
I'm gonna, since it's so absurd, I'm going to say, yes, that's a real diet.
It is. It's a real one. I thought that you would say fake because I read that one and I was like, why would you name a thing about weight loss found? Don't you want to like
Because you
lose
found
weight?
your health, you found yourself.
No one cares about that.
I know.
I mean, we do because we know that that's what happens in the process.
Yeah,
when you're
but yeah,
looking
I
for that
can- I
stuff,
can-
you're like, I want to lose anyway.
Yeah, I can see where
found.
found is a thing.
All of these companies are basically just paying these marketing companies to come up with these like one word names. Here's one.
So wait, Anna, are any of these going to be fake?
Calibrate. Calibrate.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Oh, I found this one diet plan on my Instagram feed. I signed up for it and I lost 150 pounds. It's called Calibrate.
I'm going to say that that's real because they're always talking about getting it right, dialing it in. So that sounds like a calibration. So I'm going to say
Fake.
calibrators. That's fake.
That's fake.
You made that up.
I made that up.
Okay, so Anna,
It sounds like one, right? I could be.
you need to
one
do
of
a
those
new book
companies.
right now. You need to do a new book called Calibrate, the Calibrate diet.
The calibration diet. Calibrate. Okay, hold on. One more. Plenity. Plenity.
Like Kennedy with a PL
Plenity. Plenity.
with a TY, not
Mhm.
not like the Kennedys.
Like plen and itty. Like
Okay.
ITY. Plenity.
So since they're trying to get you to say that you can eat more and lose weight, and they're using a made up word, plenty, I'm going to go, yes, that's real. That's
It is real.
I got them
It is
almost
real.
all right,
Plenty.
except the one
It
that
doesn't
was
mean anything, Vinny.
plenty.
Like plenty, but it's plenty. Like that's so dumb.
Well, remember when everybody was doing the pink drink a few years ago? That one actually had a
God.
name to it. Everybody was writing to us on the internet. Hey, Vinny, I know you think you understand diet, but I'm doing pink drink. But that wasn't even the name of the diet. If you remember right, it was something else. Do you remember?
That was raspberry ketones.
No. Pink drink was,
Pink drink was its own thing. Hold on. Now
they
I gotta
had
Google pink
everybody
drink.
selling.
Oh, like a multi-level marketing scheme?
Yeah, like you had to sell, like, hey, Vinny, I'm going to,
Plexus. No?
Plexus. That's what it was.
Plexus,
Okay,
Lynn.
Plexus.
Plexus. That's another one. Plexus. Like
Plexus. It sounds
it
like
strengthens your solar plexus.
all right,
Because
look,
it's pink, which is the
Anna?
color of your solar plexus chakra.
it sounds like a guy that played wideout for New York. Plexus.
Oh, Plexico?
Plexico Burress. Yeah, I was just making that up, and then Plexico Burress popped in my head. When people think I'm making this
Plexico.
stuff up about football players, when Plexus, that sounds like a football player, there was one named Plexico. That was his first name. That was not his last name.
Okay, here's one. Replete.
Oh, that's a real diet. Yeah.
Fake.
You're that good? You can make those up on the fly?
Satiate.
That's fake.
It's fake. Keto.
Fake. Very fake. Look, the keto diet is the keto diet. If you're calling something a keto diet and you're adding some crap to it, that's fake. Boom.
But like it got called the keto diet because you're in dietary ketosis. But if they called it ptosis, like it just didn't get named keto at all. They called it ptosis or something else. Wouldn't it be less confused with ketoacidosis? Probably not. People would still be upset. I was just listening to a chiropractor lady who has her master's in nutrition talk, and she was basically a vegetarian for years because that's what they taught her in school. And she was sick. And then she told a friend told her years ago, 10 years ago that, or 15 years ago that they were doing keto. And she was like, you're going to die. Cause she thought it was ketoacidosis. And I was like, this person literally just walked into exactly what you and I are talking about. Why we wouldn't say the word keto early on because people thought it was ketoacidosis. Hello.
Do you suffer from weight gain? Bloat? Does every joint in your body hurt? Try new placenity.
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 Placenity will make you skinny. Placenity will also cause death, dismemberment,
Wait, hang on, Anna. Let's start
organ
it over.
mayhem.
All right, I'm going to be the announcer, and then you be the person who tried it and lost 20 pounds in 10 days,
Okay.
and then have some problems.
Am I doing like a real good testimonial?
Yeah.
Like I sound convincing?
Yeah. You're real. All right, so
okay. So not voiceovery. It's like I'm a real
no.
person.
Yeah, like you're looking up at the sky, looking for answers, this kind of thing.
It's all lifestyle shots, these ads.
Yeah.
They do pottery, and then they fly a hot air balloon, and then
you're on the beach in a bathtub.
Yeah. And then they run around and frolic.
There's always a 67 Mustang in it, convertible. All right. So you're going to be the person who lost 20 pounds really fast, and everything was fine, except you did have some problems. I don't know, anal leakage and this kind of thing, sore breast. I don't know, just make up some. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Do you suffer from morbid obesity? Bloated? Your A1Cs are 20. You have fatty liver disease. You have 3 CPAP machines. Well, fear no more. We have Placenity. Placenity is FDA approved to help you lose weight. By taking Placenity, you can lose up to 20 pounds in 10 days.
When I first saw that I should take Placenity, I thought, I don't know, doc. It seems a little crazy to get injections every 5 minutes in your anus. But then I realized that all the side effects were totally worth it, because I've lost 7 pounds and gained back 70. So I knew it worked, at least for a little bit. I know the fact that I gained back 70 is probably my fault, not Placenity's fault.
So talk to your doctor about Placenity. These statements have not been approved by the FDA.
I can't wait to go ice skating with my granddaughter once I finally lose weight.
I mean, that's what they do, right?
That's a drug ad right there.
Yeah, let's lose weight. It's in Placenity. Okay, Anna. You know what? Oh, I don't know. Let's do an ad. You want to do an ad?
Yeah.
Belcampo.
Belcampo. See, it doesn't work. It doesn't have it doesn't have the douchebag feel to it. It's actually a good company, so you can't say it stupidly.
Let's do this. You want to lose weight? You want to be healthy? You want to lose your fatty liver disease and your type 2 diabetes? Try Belcampo. Belcampo. Belcampo has a very natural drug called meat. That's right. Lose weight, get healthy by using Belcampo at belcampo.com. Here's a real testimonial of someone who used Belcampo. Anna, this is your big break.
Oh, I was riddled with full body pox, and then I ate meatballs nonstop from Belcampo, and I only have down to 1 pox remaining. I love you, Belcampo. Seriously, actually, I really do love Belcampo. I don't even want to mock them right now because they're wonderful and we love them. We're not mocking them. We're mocking the ads. We're mocking the ads.
Yeah. But, hey, Vinny, how did you lose the Belcampo account? I was goofing on them right in the middle of their ad. We use them around here. Anna, Anna's a real cook. This woman's a chef.
True.
You get Belcampo. I know you're in love with
kebabs.
The kebabs, the meatballs. Are the meatballs in stock right now? Because I'm out of the meatballs. I need to get some. Belcampo.com. You want to save 15% every single time. Put in promo code Vinnie, VINNIE, and you'll get.
They have hot dogs.
Oh yeah, they've had that for a while.
Okay, well, thanks for telling me.
Well, Anna, I didn't think you were a hot dog sort of girl.
You're joking, right?
What do I know?
It's my favorite food. I love hot dogs.
Do you really?
I do. I like sausages, hot dogs.
I would like to say I haven't had a hot dog in the past 15 years, but then I had to, think, oh, wait, every now and then in Dodger Stadium,
You have a
Tallulah
hot
will
dog.
go up and get them. And by the way, when she brings mine back, she knows, just to bring the mustard separate.
Yeah. You
And
should put it right on the thing.
I just eat the weenie and the whole thing. But sometimes some of the bread, like even when you peel it off, it's like glued to the thing.
They'll put it into the thing without the bread. Anyway, Belcampo, you guys.
I didn't know that. Belcampo, they have good hot dogs, not like the ones in Dodger Stadium.
No, those, everyone freaks out about those, but Belcampo is way better. Look at these.
You don't want
gorgeous.
a Dodger dog. Go to Belcampo, EELC.
Yeah, make homemade Dodger dogs.
Listen, folks, promo code Vinny. And if after the promo code, you still spent over $100, free shipping. Anna, there's a new system that Belcampo is doing. I get to see all the people who are signing up.
Oh, good.
It's amazing how many people sign up from VinnieTortorich.com by going, putting in promo code Vinny. And some people, you'll see the orders of $300, $400, $500, $600. Those people are filling up a deep freeze, right?
Yeah.
But some of them, you'll see 101, 102, right over $100.
System.
They're trying to get right over. So they probably ordered $120 worth of stuff and got them right to 102.
Yeah.
But go check out Belcampo, free shipping over $100, promo code
Amazing
Vinny.
products. You guys, the meat is so good.
I can't get enough of it. Love Anya Fernald, love the product. So go check it out, belcampo.com.
Hey, Vinny, you want me to tell you about this diet that literally somebody in the Facebook group, and I'm sorry I didn't write down your name, I wish I did, received this from their doctor within the past month.
Go on.
The top of the page. Well, let me just talk about this. On the bottom left of the page, it is stamped with Pfizer, their logo.
Okay.
And at the bottom of the page in tiny writing, I got to zoom in here. It says copyright 2005, Pfizer Inc., all rights reserved, printed in the USA, September 2006.
Okay.
What year is it now?
2021, going to 2022.
Cool. Thanks, Pfizer. Now, by the way, I had somebody ask me on an interview, why don't like more doctors test for different autoimmune and gluten intolerance and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, because there's no drug to treat it with.
Right.
If they figure out a drug to treat it with, everybody will be tested for it.
Folks, if you want to go back by one day and listen to Vinny's Sunday School yesterday, where I rant about a doctor's appointment I went on just last week.
Oh boy.
I don't think Gina got a word in edgewise on yesterday's show.
It made her job easy.
Yeah, Gina just sat there and just kind of, Lord have mercy. So no, it's amazing. I told this doctor, because I have pain. I'm not going to go through it again. I have, Anna, I got this neck thing and all this kind of stuff.
Yep.
Went to a pain management doctor.
You were walking around ratchety.
Yeah, when I got up from this chair, it didn't look good. I went to this guy. He had no interest. Once I said I wasn't interested in taking a Class C narcotic, which would basically knock me on my ass all day and make me high, and ultimately not fix the problem. Once the pain management
recommending
guy,
you take this chronically for managing your pain.
Well, I can't lie. He said, "Okay, are you opposed to taking drugs for this?" And I said, "You mean like anti-inflammatories?" He said, "No, that's why I know the term Class C narcotics." He goes, and he mentioned a few of them. And it's all the ones we know, the ones people get hooked on all the time, the Oxycontin and, all of them, all the ones they would give me for my shoulder that I wouldn't take. And I said, "Doc, the reason I'm here is because I refuse to take dope, that kind of drug. And number two, I can't live on Advil. Advil will touch it. Advil will reach out and touch it, but it doesn't fix it. It just sometimes gets
for your tummy.
It's not good for your liver."
Yeah.
At one point, with my shoulder problem, one of my doctors gave me, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks of Celebrex for free. And here, just take a bunch. This guy had already cut on my shoulder once or twice.
I've seen the ads for Celebrex, but what kind of, I don't know what that is.
Celebrex is a non-steroidal.
Celebrex. I remember the ad.
It's a take one a day, it's supposed to get rid of arthritis or not get rid of, but calm down arthritis. It's a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
So it's like a version of a naproxen, naproxen, or
Aleve.
Advil, Aleve, all of that, right?
Got it.
So I took it for a couple of weeks and it did knock the pain down to a dull pain. So I said, hey, doc, I don't want to be too much of a, I don't want to, just keep taking your stuff for free. Can you give me a prescription for this stuff now? And he goes, sure can, but first we want to check your blood because not everyone. I said, no, I feel great. He goes, yeah, no, just come on in. I'll check your blood. And
you're checking your liver panel?
Well, I didn't know what he was going to do. So they had me come in and they did a blood test. And
you didn't think to ask, what are you checking for?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I'm just pointing that out to the audience. You should ask your doctor what they're checking for. Even if you've never heard of what they say, then write down what they say so you can know.
This is kind of pre-computer. We're talking 1995, 96.
Oh, I thought this was this doctor appointment.
No, this is back. This is how I know I shouldn't take Advil too often.
Got it.
So he checked my blood and my liver was already going in the wrong direction on Celebrex. So some people don't handle non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. So if I can't do that, I'm not going to do naproxen. I'm not going to do Celebrex. I'm not going to do Advil, Aleve. It's all the same molecular structure, folks. They all work exactly the same way. So what I do with my neck is I like to dole it out. I wait for a really bad, I haven't slept in 2 days, this kind of thing. I'll take some at night. I'll take 600 milligrams. It'll put me to sleep. It'll finally get me to relax. That's all I will do. Advil, once every 2 weeks. This guy's going, would you like a drug? I said, no. And then I can almost see the wind come out of his sails. And if you guys want to hear the rest of the story, go back by 1 day, go back to yesterday, and you will be shocked at what this guy did. He just started trying to steal my money. He was holding me up without a gun. Is what he was doing.
It's very interesting that you had that conversation because I had an interesting conversation with my GI guy about the results from my colonoscopy.
What happened?
Well, it was, the diagnosis was, he had anticipated it would be molecular colitis, which I talked about before on the podcast. When I was like, well, what causes that? We don't know. Well, is it like bacterial? Is it a virus? Is it a pathogen? Is it a worm? Like, what the hell is it? We don't know. It just, and so I was like, oh, now that I think about it, he goes, the only way we diagnose it is under a microscope, hence the name molecular. It's very small. And colitis meaning irritation of the colon. And generally we see it in people, this is him talking, we see it in celiacs. Well, I have celiac. We see it in people who've abused non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and which I took a lot of in my 20s and 30s. So I might fit that profile.
You could very easily fit that profile.
But haven't I take Advil very rarely these days. So he said, just make sure you stay off the Advil or the aspirin, take a Tylenol if you need something. And I really, unless something's like you're saying, unbearable, even for cramps, monthly cramp, I don't take anything. I breathe and I'm fine. And by the way, it never used to be that way. I used to be in so much pain because of the inflammation from eating poorly. That's my theory. So
wait. I want to add one more thing to this conversation. Yeah. I did talk about this yesterday. I started a couple of months ago with CBD.
Oh,
and
how's that going?
Well, I will say this about CBD. It's not all created equally. There was a study, I don't know if you noticed, out in some British group did a study about 6 or 8 months ago. And they said not all CBD, like they tested 10 different top brands. Like 2 or 3 of them had 0 CBD in them whatsoever. And some of them had like 5%
it's
or 8%.
Like olive oil. You want to make sure you know the supplier. Get the right stuff. You need to know the manufacturer.
So the way I came upon it was I was just crying for help. I was just, when you're missing nights and nights of sleep. So I kept hearing CBD. So I just went on and started reading about it on the internet, Dr. Google. And I went out to a local dispensary in my area. It's a brick and mortar. So, and by the way, it wasn't like a shop that sells cigarettes, vaping, kratom, and CBD. This is
Oh, the dispensaries are like an Apple store. They're very nice.
right. This place was, and the woman there was pretty knowledgeable. And I even told her about my concerns of, I understand that they're not all created equally. And
Right.
she gave me one. I'm not going to mention a brand because I don't remember. And there were just little one squeeze vials.
Yep.
It was only a couple of bucks. I figured I'll start with that. I did. It does not make the pain go away. It makes the pain bearable to where you can fall asleep. So
Takes
it
the edge
makes
off the pain.
it takes the edge off.
Yeah.
I know the zero high from any of it. So, and that's another thing, all of the good
CBD should not make you high at all.
right. All of the good CBD you take from hemp, and hemp has a 0.03
Right.
amount of THC. You would have to take a gallon of real hemp CBD to even think you might be getting high.
Yeah.
So I took the first one and it was good. I went back to the same shop. There was a different person there that day. And I told them how well this other stuff worked. They were out of the small squirty things and you can only buy the big thing. But he told me there was another one just as good where you could get in the little, because I wasn't sold on it yet. I didn't want to spend a lot of money.
It's
He gave me-
expensive. For the
Yeah,
nice
it
stuff.
is. So he
Mhm.
gave me the other one, same kind of price, nothing. I'm not a placebo guy. Nothing. I
Yeah.
used like 4 or 5 of them over a couple of days and nothing. So that's when I started going down the rabbit hole and reading articles about some of the stuff ain't the right stuff.
Yep.
It turns out I now get it online. Since you were asking me about it, I buy it online.
Yeah.
Folks, I'm not giving any names out here, but if you do some really intense research, you'll figure out that there are 2 or 3 companies. There's a lot of companies.
I would be
that-
willing to approach some of those to be sponsors because I firmly believe I like those products. I hate weed. I don't like edibles. I don't like smoking weed. I don't like being high. No. But CBD for health benefits and for sleeping and for pain, I think is a wonderful thing.
I may reach out to this company. I don't know how big they are, if they can afford the ads or if they,
Right.
but the bottom line is, I started using their product. Now their product is not cheap. To get just a little bottle with an eyedropper on top, a little
Mhm.
1.5
And those are
inch
is it like an oil that you put under your tongue? And
It's
then
an
you-
oil. You just stick it under your tongue. There's
Mhm.
no gummy
That's what I
bears
like
or
to
any of
use
this.
too. I find it works well.
I got 2 different strengths. I don't know why. I just want, and I spent for those 2 little vials, the extra super duty and the other strength was upwards of $300.
Yeah.
But it
And did they make
lasts.
you pay cash too? Because in California they make you pay cash.
No,
You have
no,
to go to the
I just got
ATM.
over the internet and
Oh, the
they,
internet, that's
they
right,
charged
that's right,
they
right.
charged me tax and everything, just regular internet purchase. The stuff came like right away. The company is kind of like the Pure Vitamin Club. As a matter of fact, I talked to Andy already about
Now
pure
you might
hemp.
need to do CBD.
I talked to him about doing pure hemp or that
I
kind of
would
thing.
love it if you did that because then I
It
know
would
it would be
take me,
good.
Anna, it would take me so long to do the research because if we do it, it would have to be the best. It would have
Well,
to be
so
like the
start it
vitamins.
now, and in 2-3 years you'll be ready to launch it, and we'll all be here ready to buy it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. But
I would love that.
folks, I'm not talking about this because I don't have anything in the hopper. I'm not going to be selling this
Listen,
stuff.
I'm
anytime soon.
shocked that because it seems something that Vinny would not be into. So I'm thrilled. I'm ready to have this conversation. So
Yeah,
Great.
look, I mean, me too, because it's
you need to do something because you're
making life bearable for me.
yeah.
To be honest with you, it just is. And since
Let me finish what I was going to
I
say
will
about my
get my
doc.
blood tested
Oh.
again in a month or 2 because I'm taking CBD every second or third day, just to fall asleep. I just want to see what it's doing. See
Yeah.
if it's caused
Oh,
anything.
definitely.
Why
Definitely
not?
see. Why not?
Yeah.
So the doctor said, and by the way, I got all the pathology reports and everything, and the ironic thing being because they did 2 different blood tests for celiac. One of them shows I have no active celiac. Like my immune system's not flared up currently, but the other test showed I have the markers for celiac, which tells me I'm keeping my diet where it should be.
Absolutely.
Which is awesome. And including the dairy too, because the dairy triggers that autoimmune response, dairy and gluten. So that's really great to see, because every other time I've had that has been before NSNG and it's not been good. The endoscopy, what they do is they take a biopsy of your duodenum, which is the top of your small intestine, and completely normal. The villi are not flattened. There's no evidence of damage from celiac disease. Awesome.
It's all
Love
good.
it. Yeah. The colonoscopy showed a version of molecular colitis called leukocytic colitis. Leukocytes being your white blood cells. So again, it's basically inflammation of the colon.
Right.
So we talked at length about it. And by the way, I have no problem divulging my medical diagnoses. There's no HIPAA with me. I'm happy to do it, because if somebody's listening right now and they're having an issue or something, you can, just take what we've said and talk to your doctor, because you never know with what's going on. If somebody says, I'm doing NSNG perfectly and I'm still having diarrhea, I would say, go get a colonoscopy and figure out what's going on. That being said, he said to me, it's great that you keep doing what you're doing. And if you have a flare up, I can prescribe to you. There's only one drug that's been studied with this particular diagnosis. And I had already, of course, Googled it. So I knew what it was. A steroid. And I know. And he's like, I know you don't want to take it. And I was like, well, do you want to just like prescribe it? And I'll just like keep it on hand if I need it. But I said, I'll be honest with you, I'm probably not going to take it. I'll just, if I'm having like a flare up, I'll just ride it out, And he goes, no, because he goes, I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. Cause I was like, I probably won't. I mean, I'm used to filling prescriptions to make the doctor happy and then going home and never taking them, because that's me. And I'm kind of,
I don't even do it.
I know.
Fuck it.
Or I have had many, paper prescriptions in my hand that I just never fill, because I'm like, I don't want to take that.
I never go. I never do it.
And by the way, this is I don't need anything. I'm not on anything. All is well. The thyroid's great. I weaned myself off my thyroid. I'm good. I'm really, really good. And by the way, I don't recommend you wean yourself off your thyroid meds like I did. I was on a very low dose of Nature Throid, which is like, thyroid medicine light. And I also went in for a scan. I went in for all the blood work, and everybody agreed, yes, you can get off your thyroid meds. By the way, I went on thyroid meds at the beginning of NSNG because my blood work was crazy. It has since improved over the years, and now I don't have to take it anymore. Great. So, and again, I use thyroid meds loosely. It's like the weenie version, very light. It's like drinking an iced tea of thyroid medicine. Anyway. Yeah. He says, I tell you what, we'll make a deal. If you have a flare up and you get to day 3, I was like, day 3? That's a lot, by the way. If you get to day 3, call me, and I'll call in the prescription, because it's 8 weeks long, the medication. You have to take it for 8 weeks.
Once you take it, you got to take it for 8 weeks.
Yeah. And I was like,
that's a drug pusher.
I'm not going to take that.
Yeah, he's pushing a drug.
He knows I'm not going to do it. So I was like, all right, well, thank you.
Yeah, these guys are pushing.
But he said, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. Like, and I am going to bring my books into his office, because he's a GI doc and they have a whole big practice in Santa Barbara. And Lord knows people need gastroenterology help. People are suffering out there with their GI tract and they don't know what's going on. So I'm bringing my books in and putting them in the thing and saying, here, give them to people. I don't care. Give them to people who are hurting, because I was like, yeah, I have a thing, and it's typical with celiacs. And I guess I'm pretty lucky that I never got, so far, knock on wood, sicker with my autoimmune. A lot of people with celiac develop lupus, or they develop lymphoma, or they develop rheumatoid arthritis, or they develop MS. So that's why I say, like, I'm telling everybody about NSNG, because I swear I would be in a different position now 10 years later being the age that I'm at, being perimenopausal or whatever. I don't even know what I am. I don't know if are you perimenopausal if you're not having menopause symptoms yet, but you're just old?
I
Because
think
that's what I am.
I think perimenopause are women who can't wait to get into menopause, so they want to start bitching at their husbands. So
Maybe that's
perimenopause.
it.
It's like, hey, I'm on menopause pause. So
I'm on perimenopause. I'm
first time I heard it, I
menopausal.
thought someone was talking about the TV show Perry Mason, and then I
Oh, I was
realized
thinking of Perry Gilpin from Frasier.
from Frasier. I love her, by the way. Is it just me or she's the
She's great.
sexiest woman to ever live? She's a big VO
Oh.
talent too, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's great. Her and Wendy Malick book all
Yeah.
those deep, sexy, and Christine Baranski.
I met Wendy Malick once at a party.
I heard she's really fun.
We'll talk
No,
off.
not so much. Okay.
Let's talk off camera about old Wendy.
Sorry, not
But-
sorry.
and I
Wendy.
think she's one of the funniest people out there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, great comedic timing on sitcoms and everywhere else she's ever shown up. Again, another one, totally different body style from Perry Gilpin, but also extremely sexy. And she can't be young, right?
Oh no, I think they're both pushing.
Well, Perry Gilpin's got to be my age,
Yeah.
right? I mean, how can she not be? Do people know who we're talking about when we say Perry Gilpin?
Roz from Frasier.
Yeah. It's
So let me read to you.
GILPIN, right?
I'm gonna Let me read to you this choose low cholesterol, heart healthy foods diet page from Pfizer. That again, a lovely participant in the Vinnie Tortorich's No Sugars, No Grains group in Facebook
Wait, Anna,
received this from a
breaking
doctor.
news, breaking news. You ready to feel really, 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 really old?
Don't tell me Perry Gilpin's like 38.
Perry Gilpin, I said, oh, I think she's my age because Frasier was part of our sitcom
Right.
era.
Right.
On May 27th, 1961, she's already 60.
Wow.
Perry Gilpin, the girl from Frasier, is 60.
60.
Now I need to know how old Jane Leeves is. Does anybody know who Jane Leeves is?
Jane Leeves' sister was our host family at Wesley School, and their daughter had celiac.
Really?
And that's because I never would advocate for myself at a restaurant. But when I took that little girl out to eat, I would tell her, you clean that grill, you clean that stove. This child has celiac. And I thought that's a very interesting response to have, to want to protect a kid, but not really give a shit about myself. So that's my connection to Jane Leaves. I made sure her little niece didn't have a celiac.
Oh my
flavor.
God.
How old is Jane Leaves? She's 95.
And by the way, I was on the same flight with her not long ago. Well, we were living in LA about 2
I
years
thought
ago.
she was so pretty.
Oh, she is. She's a beautiful girl, beautiful. Again, one with comedic timing that wouldn't quit.
Yeah.
We were on the same plane to London a couple of years ago, and I went, wow, she's still hot. And she had grown kids. She had a grown kid with her. Jane Leaves is also 60.
Sure.
They're all 60.
How old is she? She's 60?
60.
Oh, wow.
But hey, look, Serena's going to be 60 in a month.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 59 in a month.
It's happening.
It's over, folks.
We're all perimenopausal.
Perimenopausal. I got both feet in the grave, and with my back, it's going to be easy to fall in.
You got your neck in the grave, honey.
My neck is on a chopping block.
Okay.
Right.
Are you
All right,
ready?
go on. Yeah, from the Facebook group.
Okay. Choose low cholesterol, heart healthy foods. Okay.
Well, folks, remember, Anna said this is Pfizer.
Pfizer.
Go on.
Eating healthy foods can help lower your cholesterol. Below are some tips from the different food groups. Take this with you to the store when you shop for food, or hang it up in your kitchen as a helpful reminder. That's the voice I hear in my head when I read this bullshit. Food groups. Okay, it's organized by, it's a list of food groups. That's a column. Then
Right.
it says choose, and then go easy on, and then avoid.
Right.
So the food group that consists of meat, poultry, fish, dry beans, eggs, and nuts. I don't know why beans and nuts are in that food group, but okay. Choose lean cuts of meat, chicken and turkey without skin, fish, egg whites, beans/tofu. Go easy on shellfish, duck, egg yolks, nuts. Avoid processed meats such as bacon and bologna and hot dogs. Care to discuss?
Well,
Or shall I go on to milk, yogurt, and cheese? Oh, by the way, and it says you can have up to 5 ounces of meat, poultry, or fish a day. Enjoy your 5 ounces.
meat, poultry, and I mean, I can't think of 3 healthier foods to eat. They're groups of people, the Inuits. You know, they're tribes in Africa. What's that group? in Africa? Maasai Indian.
Maasai
Yeah,
warrior.
I'm calling them Indians, but they're not Indians. They're
No.
Africans.
Yeah,
The Maasai, yes, who eat nothing but meat.
right.
They have not one cavity. Heart disease is unheard of. By the way, have you seen any of these people?
Yeah.
They, you know,
Ripped.
like they'll say, this guy's the elder of the tribe. He's 83 years old. He looks like a 35-year-old guy
Yeah.
that pumps iron every day down at
Yeah.
Gold's Gym.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's crazy what goes on, right? It's crazy.
Well,
But this is, hey, you need to limit these foods that are going to make you really, really healthy. Makes no sense. Go on to dairy, Anna.
by the way, the chicken and turkey without the skin is what really kind of like chaps my ass. 'Cause
That's
it's
so
like,
1985.
That's so
that
85 to like peel your chicken skin off and then like sadly put it to the side of your plate because you can only have the least fatty part. Oh, it's just so pathetic. That's why I say this was probably written in the 80s or 90s, and then they redid it, and then they're still handing this out at the doctor when you get your
this is
LDL
this is right out
high.
of 1985.
Yeah.
Eat lean protein. Go on
Okay.
to dairy.
Milk-
Can I guess? Can I guess
Yeah.
on dairy?
Yeah.
They're going to tell us that you can have some dairy. You got to go easy, and it better be skim milk,
Yes.
full fat.
Yes.
Blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm just reading.
Yep.
I'm just in my mind. I'm reading
By the way-
1985.
By
now.
the way, they differentiate between you can choose fat-free or low fat with skim or 1%, but you should go easy on 2%. Like there's a huge difference between 1% and 2%.
2% is still water. It's nothing but water and sugar.
Avoid whole milk, Swiss, American, cheddar cheeses, and cream cheese.
I just guzzled a whole cup of Explorer series is still sitting on my desk with heavy whipping cream.
By the way, this is how I can tell it's in the 80s or 90s because they don't even mention heavy cream. Like that wouldn't even be, it's not even a thought in people's heads to have heavy whipping cream.
Anna, can I tell you what I had for? I'm gonna tell everyone what I ate all day today, and this is not what you should eat. You know, don't go. This is exactly what this is what Vinny ate today.
Mm-hmm.
This morning I had myself somewhere between 3 and 4 slices of thick cut bacon from the butcher, not that thin crap you get from like Oscar Mayer, Jimmy Dean, or whatever. I'm talking the butcher, the thick bacon. So 3 or 4
Yeah.
pieces of that, and I had 4 eggs. Was it 5? Let's go with 4 because I can't remember. Fried in butter. Then I didn't really have much in a way for lunch. I had I had a hunk of Parmigiana cheese, real Parmigiana.
Yeah.
I just happened to be passing through the kitchen. I was making a coffee that sounded good. My coffee this morning was a mug about the same size. Had heavy cream in that, and then I took one to the skeet range with me. That one was black. I just want to give you everything I ate. I forgot to bring up the coffee part. Of course, I drink a lot of water throughout the day. Then I ate an early dinner because we're doing this at night. We record this at nighttime. I had 3 pieces of fresh sausage. That would be considered bad meat when you talk to
Oh boy.
these dietitians. I had 3 big links of sausage from the butcher. It was chorizo and something else. It was delicious. Serena made a salad. Now you go, whoa, Vinny, you're not a salad guy. Here's what
It
was
is
in
when
the
it's
salad.
a good salad.
It was a tomato
Mm-hmm.
fresh from my buddy's garden.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Oh,
Let's give
hell
Jimmy
yeah.
a shout out. Jimmy's got some good
Jimmy
tomatoes.
tomatoes is what we call them.
It had real mozzarella in there,
Yeah.
like the burrata. And it had at least 2 avocados. And that was mixed with salt, pepper, and Villa Capelli.
Perfect.
So, all right, hang on. We had a dairy product. We had a couple of avocados, 1 tomato, and a ton of olive oil. I've had nothing but fat. Oh, Serena made broccoli,
Mm-hmm.
and I took a lot of cheese and put on my broccoli and stuck it back in the microwave and
Melted on there.
melted some cheese in there. That's what I've eaten so far today.
Well, I guess I'm speaking to a ghost because you would be dead according to this diet. So
Yeah.
thank you, Ghost, for continuing to host your podcast.
So go on. What else are they saying about dairy? Anything else?
Fats and oils.
Go on.
Approximately 5 to 8 teaspoons per day. We can say with good authority that you have exceeded that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, guess which fats they would like you to have?
I'm going to say polyunsaturated fats and
More
monounsaturated.
specific.
Can I say I'm going to name 3.
Mm-hmm.
Corn oil and
Yep.
seed oils. Well,
Yep.
like safflower and rapeseed and
Yep.
or canola, whatever they're calling
Yep.
it this week. And olive oil. They're probably telling you can have olive oil.
That's right.
How good am I that folks, I have
That was
no
it.
knowledge
That's
of
all they
this.
listed. Corn, olive oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, and safflower oil. That's
Look
what
at me.
that's what you should choose according to this outdated backwater Pfizer horseshit diet. And thank you
Most
very
of it,
much to who
all
sent
of
it.
them except for olive oil is a seed oil.
Right. Is a trash
Yeah, just
heap,
will cause you to get
dumpster
sick.
fire of inflammation causing. Go easy on avocados, olives. Which, by the way, how many olives can you eat at one setting that you're like,
Yeah. Nobody ever
doing?
walked into Weight Watchers and says, "Oh my God,
oh my God, I got so
fucking-
fat because I ate so
I
many
killed
olives.
a gallon of olives last
No
night."
one says that. Olives are by nature something you cannot overeat. And peanut oil, it says go easy on.
Anna, hang on.
Mhm.
I can eat more olives than the average person. And
I'm
I
sure
still,
you can, and I can too.
because
And
I
I
can
still
sit there
can't
and murder
overdo
some
it.
olives. At some point, the brininess and it just becomes too much. My tongue is not
course.
enjoying this anymore.
I think it's because your inner, your palate kind of catches up with what's going on with your inner electrolytes. And it's like, we're good on
You're killing
salty
me
stuff.
here. Yeah,
Yeah, we
come
feel
on,
good. We
we've
feel
done
good.
it. Yeah, move
And
on.
by the way, you'll get that hunger signal or lack of hunger signal that will tell you that if you eat this way, and your body will communicate with you. Can you guess what fats and oils they want you to avoid?
Fats and oils. Well, I'm going to say saturated
Pretty much.
and also trans fats.
Mm-hmm. That's how I
Yeah.
know it was written in the 90s, because it says solid shortening, which doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, there's palm oil shortening, but it's not hydrogenated. Butter, lard, bacon fat, and coconut oil are also. Now, would you like to hear what bread, cereals, pasta, and rice you should have 6 to 11 servings per day of?
Well, go on. I know quinoa
Whole
is going to
grain
be here.
breads, whole wheat pasta, whole grain rice, gross, plain baked potato. Who's eating a plain baked potato?
No one ever.
No one ever.
You would have to be a serial killer living in your mom's basement.
To eat a plain baked potato.
Yeah.
The only thing good about baked potatoes is putting all the fat on it, and the sour
salt.
cream and the bacon and the cheese and the chives and the things.
Yeah.
Who are these people?
And the
Plain
onions,
baked
and
potato.
the onions and the chili. You ever
They
do that
must
to a baked
laugh
potato?
when they type it up. The woman who types it up, who like the little secretary in the 80s, because honestly, most secretaries were women back in the 80s. She's laughing, going, even I don't eat a plain baked potato, but okay.
All right, you want me to put here,
put
folks?
it in.
Hate everything about life. Eat this.
Norma, take this down. Plain baked potato.
And by the way,
Okay, Mr.
every
Peterson.
time you're eating that plain baked potato, you're going, as soon as I could get a hold of some fucking Haagen-Dazs, I will kill a Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah.
I will murder some Haagen-Dazs. That's all you're thinking.
And I wouldn't blame you if you sat down and you ate a plain baked potato because you thought you were doing the right thing. I would just say, put your fork down, go eat the Haagen-Dazs now because you've earned it because you ate a plain baked potato.
God.
Gross.
Oh.
Go easy on granola, biscuits, muffins, cornbread. Avoid, this is something we can all agree on, but it's such a funny list to me. Croissants, pastries. A croissant is a pastry, by the way. Egg noodles, very specific. And donuts. Okay.
No shit, Sherlock. Wait, you want us to not eat those or go easy on those?
My mom cooked egg noodles with schnitzel and broccoli in the 80s when I was in 7th grade. That's the and egg noodles with what's that? Stroganoff. That's the only time that egg noodles were served in America was in the mid 80s. So that's what tells me this is from the mid 80s.
Anna, I want you to go back on that list.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to read the grains they want you to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go right back to that area?
Whole grain breads.
Okay.
Whole wheat pasta. Whole grain rice. Plain baked potato.
Okay.
6 to 11 servings a day, please.
So wait, hang on. I just want to get this straight in my head.
Uh-huh.
When those grains get to my liver, my liver knows that they're healthy for me, and they're going to somehow magically not turn those into a long chain triglyceride and store it as a fat.
They're heart
yeah,
healthy.
but my liver's going to know what to do with those, right?
Because what about your liver? They're heart healthy.
Okay. Now go ahead and read the other list. I want you to go slowly though. Go back to the croissant list.
Croissants,
Croissant?
pastries.
All right, stop. What, Anna? You know a little something about cooking.
Mm-hmm.
What do you use to make a croissant?
Phyllo dough. I'm sorry, puff pastry.
Puff pastry, and what does that come from? Is that
it's whole wheat that you take the hull out of. Mm-hmm.
Really whole wheat.
Yeah, but that's whole wheat versus white flour, Vinny. I feel like you really need to get up to speed with heart healthy grains.
Okay, so what was the second thing there?
Croissants is first. Pastries.
Pastry. So just any pastry? Meaning like I can have myself a cake or
no, you can't.
Muffin.
They don't want you to have a pastry.
Right. But let's go back to the other list where every ingredient that's in pastry is in the other list that's on the approved list.
But it's a whole grain. Again, I don't think you're understanding the concept.
Can I have a whole grain pastry? They
Sure.
make them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if I went to Susie Cake, is Susie Cake still around?
Yeah.
They got a whole grain muffin.
Yeah.
That's okay?
Yeah.
I can do that?
It's whole grain. It's heart healthy.
Whole grain. Okay. Go on. What comes after the
egg noodles?
Okay. Can I have pasta on the other list?
Hold on. Let me make sure here.
Because if you can have bread, you can have pasta.
Well, yeah, you can have whole wheat pasta.
But you can't have egg. What if there's a whole wheat egg pasta?
You can't eat egg noodles and then go see Back to the Future 2 afterwards in the movie theater. You can do neither of those.
Anna, these are the same foods. These are identical foods. They're contradicting themselves on their own diet, on their own list.
Okay.
These are identical foods. Go on. What else is on that no-fly zone?
Fruits and vegetables. Let's talk about fruits and vegetables.
Oh,
also, too. Hold on. The fruits and vegetables might be my favorite category because they don't actually name any fruits or vegetables.
Okay, go on.
Still doing the 3 to 5 servings a day thing, which is, they've been saying that forever. Choose fresh, frozen, dried fruits. What?
Okay, dried fruit is an
Fresh.
abomination. Look,
it's my new diet. It's called fresh.
Fruit is nothing but wet sugar. Let's just call it what it is. It's wet sugar suspended in fiber.
Right.
Okay. When they take the water out, they're drying the sugar. Now when you have dried fruit, You're just having dried sugar and fiber. They've now weaponized something that was already bad for you.
Right.
Here's the crazy part. Let's go back to my contradiction of this, because aren't I really smart? I can remember what you said 5 minutes ago, which doesn't happen in society much anymore.
True.
They named 2 fruits earlier with very low glycemic index.
Olives.
One was an
and
olive.
avocado.
And one was an avocado.
But you're
Those
supposed
are
to go
no
easy
go.
on those.
Those are go easy.
Go
Be
easy.
careful with those bad boys.
Relax, sir. Relax.
Over here, you can have all the wet sugar and dry sugar that you want.
Yeah.
Have it over here. The
Yeah.
2 fruit that we could think of that's actually on a keto list, an NSNG list, an Atkins list, and on and on and on. The only 2 fruit that I could think of, the only fruit juice I tell people they could drink is olive oil.
Mhm.
That's the fruit of an olive. That's the juice of an olive. Villa
Mhm.
Capelli, 10% off. Vinny, promo code Vinny. Anyway, bottom line, the 2 fruit that you can have, the only fruit juice in the world that you can have is olive oil. And on this 1985 list, no can do.
Get ready. But may I remind you, we keep joking about 1985. This was handed to a person not 3 weeks ago who just got high cholesterol back, saying, eat this way. Okay. 3 weeks ago.
In 1985, we didn't even have the bird flu. That was back when AIDS was like brand new.
Yeah.
Now
this is
we're
very
past
scary.
a worldwide
Yeah.
pandemic, and doctors are still pushing this shit. Try that on for size, folks.
So for
We
fruits
live
and
in a world where a
vegetables,
cow burp is bad. Try that on for size.
go easy. Go easy on canned fruit in syrup.
Oh, really?
Go easy
Easy.
on it. You can have some. Go easy, friend. But make sure you avoid this, Vinny. You
Okay.
do not have coconut, and you do not, under any circumstances, have vegetables prepared in butter or cream. You will die. You will be
Now,
dead.
Anna, the last time they told us to go easy on this diet was back when we were talking about olives and avocados.
That's
So
right.
they're putting syrup in the same category
As olives
of the
and
go
avocados.
easy. Unbelievable.
I just said avocados like you. Avocados.
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 So Anna.
Yeah.
Do you have that written down, or is that on the internet?
I
You
have
got-
a document. I can text it to you.
No, if you have paper, I want you to crumble it up and throw it away. If it's on your computer, I want you to take a hammer and just bash your screen. Bash it
Yeah,
until
I'm actually really thrilled to do that because I just upgraded my operating system, and this computer could use a bit of throwing down on the ground and hammering.
I hate when they make me upgrade my operating system. It
They
doesn't
made
work
me
right
do
for-
it, and
it
now I
doesn't work
don't know
out
where
right
anything
for the-
is. It's a mess. I hate the new interface. They make it look stupid. The whole thing looks stupid. Don't change the way everything looks.
I don't know why they do it.
All right, now this is my second favorite category behind don't eat vegetables prepared in butter and cream. That just makes me laugh so hard. What do they think about vegetables prepared in bacon fat? They probably don't like that either. Snacks,
Kidding?
snacks in limited amounts, friends,
Okay.
limited. Choose sorbet, low fat frozen yogurt, plain popcorn, pretzels, fruits/vegetables. Go easy on homemade cakes, cookies, and pies prepared with unsaturated oils. And go easy on baked chips. Avoid ice cream, chocolate, potato chips, buttered popcorn.
Anna, my job here will never be done. If this is happening in 2021,
Mhm.
if what I saw in the airport, what's going on after this pandemic, I was hoping that by now I could just get off the internet, just go fishing, just go learn how to fly fish. I've never learned how to. I've gone
feel
fly
like
fishing.
you would like that.
I've done it twice in my life. I know how to whip it and do it and all that. I just don't know all the flies and everything. I figured 60 years old, man, I'll be fly fishing
It's time.
out in Montana A river runs
Here's the
through it.
deal. Somebody's going to get this diet from a doctor and be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then they're going to be like, I'm not eating a plain baked potato. And I'm starving after I peeled the skin off the chicken. And you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to eat the buttered popcorn and the croissants and the pastry and the regular pasta and the thing. And then hopefully, eventually, their friend will tell them about NSNG and they'll be open to it because the thing that the doctor gave won't be sustainable. It's not sustainable.
Yeah. Anna,
Villa Capelli olive oil.
I want to talk about Villa Capelli. And do you have a few minutes? Because I want to talk about something else for a minute before we go.
Yeah.
All right. So you can hang for a bit.
I can hang for a couple minutes. Yeah.
Okay. We were just talking about the best fruit juice in the world.
Oh.
Villa Capelli olive
And
oil.
it's back in stock, Vin.
Yeah. By the way, I need to get.
You better get some. I got
We,
mine.
we don't let me order anything because I might order a Ferrari by accident and it'll show up.
Oh, the KTM is back in. That's their spicy
Ooh,
oil.
I love the. I got some KTM. I got some. I need to get more
of
though.
You should do, everybody. Get a 3-liter tin, then get a KTM. Okay, I'm just telling you, this is what the ideal dream package is. Okay. Oh, you want to hear something crazy? A
Why
friend
not?
of mine texts me and says, "Look what my sister got me," and I don't know her sister at all. Look what my sister got me, and it was a picture of the 750 milliliter bottle and the red wine vinegar. She got her the set, and then she goes. My friend said to her sister, "Oh, I know this company. I was just at Anna's house and she was telling me about it."
Yeah.
And then her friend goes, "Anna Vocino." I mean, her sister goes, "Anna Vocino." She goes, "Yeah. Do you?" And her sister goes, "How do you know her?" And she goes, "Because she does the intro to the Villa Capelli podcast and has been a guest on the Villa Capelli podcast. Her sister's obsessed with Villa Capelli."
Wow.
And I was like, "As well, you should be."
So wait, they learned about you from Villa Capelli, not the other way
I know.
around?
I was like, well, my friend didn't. She knew about me from me. But so here's the dream gift bundle, okay?
Yeah.
3-liter tin, KTM spicy oil. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say do the lemon oil because it's so great if you're making a salad dressing. Then you're gonna click over to spices. You're gonna get yourself the garlic powder. Okay. I highly recommend the rosemary powder and the sun-dried tomato powder. Oh, it's sold out. I think I sold them out because I was talking about it on another thing.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna go to checkout, right? And then you're gonna enter the discount code Vinnie, VINNIE, right? You're gonna get 10% off your order. And then what's gonna happen is you will have ordered enough where you get the 10% off, but you still get free shipping because it's well over $100.
What?
Whoa. Has that been playing the whole time? Villa Capelli.
Ask me why I hate Sonos.
Oh no. Villa Capelli is the best olive oil on the planet. I've seen them make it with my own 2 eyes. I can't wait to actually go back for harvest one day soon and be there.
Okay, I'm back.
Villa Capelli olive oil. Use the discount code Vinnie, VINNIE. You get 10% off your order each and every time, forever, for eternity. And I can't believe they're still sponsors after all these years.
Me
I
either.
can't believe it.
So Anna, I got something else I want to talk about, but
Yeah,
did you
do
hear
it.
what just happened in here?
Yeah, it just, the music, I thought you were playing something.
No, okay. They're coming to take the Sonos out of here in 3 days. The company is taking it back. I got all the stuff at Crutchfield's.
Does it just play randomly, like when you're asleep at night?
So you see, Serena probably put something on upstairs, but my speakers are not supposed to be affected. But guess what?
They are.
Guess what? They got affected. She's 2 floors up and mine came on. I've had the people from Crutchfield's, like I know you guys know Crutchfield's from being online, but the actual store is in my town, the flagship store. Bill Crutchfield started it here where I live. They've come out 3 times. They've sent their top guys here and they look at my thing. They start looking at my phone like my dog looks at an arithmetic problem. It's like, what? We've never seen it. And I even said to the guy, I'm good friends with, I'm not going to give his last name, Chris. I said, Chris, you've been working at Crutchfield's for 10 years. Yes. You've been selling Sonos for 7 or 8. Yes. Please do not tell me I'm the only guy with this problem. He goes, I got to be honest with you, man. You're the only guy. Now, I know it's bullshit because Cod, billionaire Don Coddington, has a friend that has the whole system. And Don knows a lot about electronics and everything. He works in the music industry. And he says, no, yours is not the only one. This happens to my friend also. The interface sucks. It sucks. It sucks beyond belief.
And one of my closest friends works in their PR department, and I'm constantly like yelling. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to get him in trouble.
Can you let him know? Let him know what happened on the show.
My Sonos.
So, in case anyone's wondering, you don't have to tweet me. They're coming to pull all the rest of the stuff out tomorrow out of my office. And I told them, I said, I want an amp. I want a subwoofer. These are words I know from the 70s. I want an amp. Right. I want a subwoofer. And I want 4 speakers hooked to wires. Wires. I said, oh, we got to hide them behind the wall. It's going to cut. Wires. I want wires.
Do they have
Give me wires.
Do they have wired Sonos?
No.
Oh, you're telling Crutchfield.
They're taking my Sonos out of here and giving me my money back, but they're also bringing something else in that's amps and wires. And I said to the guy, I said, this is almost the same price as this whole Sonos thing. I mean, is it just as good? And without hesitation, the guy goes, no, it's better.
Well, then why don't you give me that first?
Less than the same price and is better.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, you're going to have over 150 watts per channel. That's per speaker. I'm going to have 4 speakers here, and the subwoofer is going to have 100 watts per channel. He goes, man, you can blow the doors off this place. It's going to sound clear. It's going to be a television. You can do surround sound, the whole thing. I said, for the same price, better. He goes, oh, it's not even comparable. Not even close. I said, well, why is everyone so hot on the Sonos thing? You guys sold me the latest, greatest, and you're telling me now that it's not as late. Or he goes, oh, but when you move, you could just pick up the Sonos and take it with you. No wire.
I'm not moving.
It's like, dude, I'm not in college. I'm not living on a fucking futon. Have you seen this house? Does it look like I'm going anywhere? I'm dying in this house.
You're dying right now.
When I get up and move, look around, pal. Where am I going?
You literally are giving yourself a heart attack right now.
I'm not going anywhere, Anna.
I know.
This is it.
I know. That's it.
When you move, you can pick up your
You're in your forever home.
Jesus Christ. And today might be my last day. You don't know. You don't know.
I don't know. You're right. Nobody knows.
You know what, Anna? I was going to talk about the Olympics and Simone Biles, but I'm too worked up now. Should we talk about
I feel like it's been talked about, but if you really want to give your hot take.
My hot take is no different than anyone else's. It's just that I feel sorry for the girl. I think she was put under undue pressure. I don't understand the politics of the team thing. I think she did it to try to help the team. But the one thing that bothered me is one of the things that bothers me in life in general. I think part of the reason, and I don't know this to be certain, but she was being held to a higher standard than everyone else.
Right.
Meaning, if she did these super duper tricks that she could do that no one else can do, they were going to downgrade her tricks. They told them this ahead of time. We don't want you guys trying to keep up with Simone. She's too good for you, rest of the world. So we're going to just downgrade her tricks. And
why
I
don't
feel
they just let her get more points because she can do the tricks?
They're afraid the other girls are going to try the tricks and break their neck or something. I don't know. But the bottom line is,
that's on them.
This is what happens when you start dumbing down everything to make everything equal. You're looking at it playing out in real time.
Yeah, why can't
in the
she
Olympics
just be great
in 2021? Yeah, why? She's the greatest of all. She's the GOAT.
She's the GOAT.
Now she's got to go down in history like this, having to drop out of an Olympics.
Yeah, that's annoying.
I think the pressure, number one, you got the pressure of being Simone Biles, the pressure of being the GOAT. And now they're telling you, hey, you could do your trouble, double, quadruple, flip around until you defy the laws of gravity. But guess what? We're not going to give you the score you deserve. Fuck you, Olympics. That's what I have to say, folks. If you like what's going on here, you know what to do. before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com. It puts coal on the fire, gets my train down the track, and it keeps us going for years and years and years. I also have a super fan page at VinnieTortorich.com. You can click on that. It's kind of like PBS. It keeps the show running. I appreciate you guys doing that. Anna Vocino has Eat Happy cookbook, Eat Happy 2 cookbook. She's got 3 sauces. My people call it gravy over at eathappykitchen.com. Go check it out while it's
And
still
the
in
new
stock.
marinara meals PDF that has new recipes in it.
Where can they find that, Anna?
Also at eathappykitchen.com. But let me ask you a question about the
Go on.
Olympics. I was thinking about this the other day. Does the Olympics committee ever handle anything well?
Not to my knowledge.
I literally feel like since I was little, there's been some bullshit from the Olympics committee.
And
Every Olympics that I can remember, there's some bullshit.
every time there's bullshit.
And yet everybody still goes and does the Olympics because they love the sport so much, which is great. But I'm like, well, get it the fuck together, Olympics committee.
Can I tell you something? And you know what? News organizations get it together. Guess who won the international ski competition at the Olympics in men's? It was Vincent Hancock won like his 3rd or 4th gold medal. Guess what? We have a new Olympic women's champion, first time Olympic women's champion, who learned under Kim Rhodey, who won more Olympic gold medals than anyone except that swimmer. What's his name?
Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps.
It was Greg Louganis, Michael Phelps.
Yeah. And Mark Spitz.
Mark Spitz.
Now we have a new girl, this girl, Amber English, young girl. She won gold. So we have 2 gold medal winners. Have you heard anything about them?
Nope.
Nothing. Why? Because it's a shotgun sport. You have to pull a trigger, and the media won't cover it.
Nope.
Love guns or hate guns, these guys practice just as hard as anyone else.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't they be mentioned somewhere, anywhere? They barely show those sports. I have to go to the computer to see the finals. The finals.
I got to say, This is my first Olympics that I haven't watched any of. I've been really annoyed by it. I've been really annoyed by just all of it. Sorry.
You know what? It's driving me nuts that it's driving me nuts.
Snake bit right now.
It used to be the sad piano music. Everyone had a sad story. Now they're judging people on whether you have a penis or don't have a penis or used to have a penis or maybe had a penis at one time in competing. And you name it. You name it. It's not about who's the best. It's what color your skin is or what color it used to be or whether you have a cock or a vagina. This is not what the Olympics were meant to be. You know what? Go compete. May the best man or woman win. Period.
I just feel like it's been since I was a kid. Every 4 years, there's some bullshit that they're mishandling. Yeah.
Well, they're doing it again.
Yep.
Good luck to you, Olympics. So, Anna, I'm going to cut off this video part.